This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV.com, and I just happened to review a few matches, more than a few, probably. I kind of went on a rampage and watched about eight or nine Tony Atlas matches as Saba Simba, character he portrayed in the WWF, which became WWE from August 4th, 1990 to September 13th, 1991. And while I remember the character as a kid, seeing it as a very young kid, I completely forgot of how ridiculous the character was. He's basically Tony Atlas, a guy from Roanoke, Virginia, or Roanoke. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, but they admitted when he debuted that he was Tony Atlas, but they said that he had gone back to Africa to get closer to his roots and basically wear a headdress, carry some like a spear and a sword, wear a lot of beads and dance. And as you can see in this picture, one thing I noticed about Tony Atlas doing this gimmick is he's looking down a lot. I don't know if it's out of shame or if he's trying to like watch his footwork on the dance, but he doesn't seem to like look at the camera much. He seems to have his head down and his eyes closed a lot. His wrestling, his finishing maneuver was like a Samoan drop where he stayed with his back on the opponent, kind of bridging up with his hips to pin the guy. Supposedly, he was originally supposed to wrestle Akeem the African Dream, and it was going to be like a battle over Africa, but Akeem ended up quitting, and he wrestled Barbarian mostly. I think I recall seeing Saba Simba against the Barbarian here in Ottawa once. He didn't have that many TV matches, at least as far as that are on YouTube. There's probably 10-ish TV matches on YouTube, and it looked like for the house show matches, he didn't wear the headdress. And from the house show matches I've seen on YouTube or the Coliseum video matches, didn't seem like he danced. Seemed like the dancing was more um, for a TV thing. He said in an interview with me that Vince McMahon came up with the gimmick. I've heard him say different versions of it. I'm not sure. He's been known to tell a tall tale here and there. I heard him say in another interview he had the choice of either this gimmick or going to WCW to feud with Ric Flair, and he took this gimmick. I don't know if I believe that. He claimed that for the Ric Flair gimmick, he was going to have to dye his hair gray and come out of the crowd dressed like an old man to attack Ric Flair. But he ended up choosing Saba Simba. He also claimed in an interview that he was doing the fitting for Saba Simba. I guess at the same time Undertaker was being fit for the Undertaker. I don't know if the timelines match there quite, as Undertaker didn't debut till the Survivor Series, but anything's possible. But yeah, this is a gimmick that I would suggest people watch if they want to see kind of some disbelief of the type of gimmicks that happen. His theme music is lions roaring, like parrots making squawking sounds, and it sounds like a keyboard with like a flute type of rhythm on the keyboard. It's interesting because now it seems like if they would have him do a gimmick like this, they would probably put a bit more effort into like teaching him how to do more realistic tribal dances. And I've heard Bruce Pritchard say he wasn't a fan of this gimmick either. And I heard Bruce Pritchard's from his podcast comment being that he came out in this big flashy outfit, but once he took everything off, it just looked like Tony Atlas without boots on because he didn't wrestle with boots on. He was supposed to be this African tribe type guy. But I'm glad he got over a year of pay from that. He actually beat Haku in Augusta, Georgia, August 4th, 1990, in his debut. And I guess his final match, September 13th, 1991, was filling in for Jim Neidhart in a match against Erwin R. Shyster. So at least he got a bunch of paydays out of that, and he ended up in WCW soon after that. Funny enough, teaming with the Barbarian in WCW, where he had wrestled the Barbarian a lot in WWE. So let me know your thoughts on this gimmick in the comments. As I said, I didn't remember much about it from when I was a kid, other than I remembered it was this huge guy. Um, but to come back and watch the dancing and just the way that they kind of threw this gimmick on him. Good for him getting the money. He really needed the money at the time. But uh I don't know. I think they probably could have come up with a better gimmick, but who's to argue with all the success they were having at that time?
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates.